for the newly formed Tropical Cyclone 3 in the Bay of Bengal. Note that this is only the tarot reading for the cyclone itself, not doing personal readings. If you want that, there's a whole tarot section on Twitch that does that. So, let's get down to it. Wheel of Fortune reversed. So, the storm's not going to be very textbook, it's not going to be very organized. Also, I have a feeling this is probably not going to be a long-lasting storm. It's going to be basically in and out. Maybe not even very strong either. But what I'm mostly getting is that this thing is... Yeah, so let's get to Wheel of Fortune on the booklet here. Okay. Get better understanding on what I'm working with here. Okay, Wheel of Fortune, when it's not reversed, talks about turns with the cycles. Life flows in a perpetual rhythm. Observe this movement of the moon, oceans, the seasons, and the planets. Time in the passage of from birth to death. So yeah, this storm's gonna have a rough time. It's not gonna be smooth with this storm. That's what I'm getting here. Because note, with it's reversed, it's odds are it's off. What I interpret is the opposite of what it says when it's not reversed. Yeah. High Priestess. This is associated with water, so there's going to be a lot of moisture with this storm, despite it not being very well organized. Maybe have some flooding related issues, mudslide issues with whatever it impacts. So water related issues are going to be prevalent with this storm in terms of precipitation. But also Divine Feminine. So if this thing were to get named, it'll likely have a feminine name. Hello Choba. Yeah. Didn't think you were gonna show up to one of these. But yeah, Eternal Keeper, Wisdom. So this is gonna be a little bit of a learning experience to not underestimate storms that are on the weekend. That are on the weak side. So that's definitely a thing to keep an eye out for. So it's definitely going to be a learning experience for those that are affected by this. 7 of Pentacles. So, despite the lack of ingredients, the lack of energy, time, strength on the storm, it's going to utilize what it has access to its fullest potential. That's what I'm getting with here. So, it's gonna pull off what it's able to pull off with what little it has, and it's gonna do so splendidly. It's gonna execute it as well. It's gonna execute to its fullest potential. So despite it being weak, it's gonna definitely pack a punch. The Star. The storm's gonna have center of attention right now, as it's the only storm right now that is proven to be a threat to land. Based on what I'm seeing here, this does appear to be a threat to land. Out of the 3 storms, this one is the one that's gonna impact land. This one has the spotlight for that reason. That's what I'm getting here. It's gonna be the center of attention. It's the star of the show type deal. But star also, like, illumination surrounding the star is a place of nakedness and innocence. So this storm's going to be somewhat exposed to dry air, so that might be a little bit of a hindrance on itself. That's probably why it's going to have a tough time. But yeah. A little bit of rebirth, so it might... this would be Bay of Bengal. But, yeah, this is also talking about blessing, rebirth. So this storm might try to reform once it gets over water again, assuming it does. Or it's going to have a rebirth as a different type of system and just pack a punch. So that's interesting. But yeah, definitely gonna have center of attention for the time being. The Magician reversed. Now, magicians usually associated with a lot of energy, and usually when it's not reversed with the readings, it usually means the storms are gonna be have an opportunity of rapid intensification. This thing is not gonna have that opportunity, based on this being reversed. Um, like I said, the storm's gonna be weak, but it's gonna use what it has to its fullest potential. Um, so just because it's weak, don't let your guard down. Five of Cups reversed. Again, this kind of coincides with the fact it is going to be weak. People's guard are going to be lowered. They're not going to think much of the storm, and it's going to surprise them. So people are going to be, again, underestimating the storm. So this is going to be, although all eyes are on the storm, people are going to underestimate. Underestimate it. Like, oh, it's only like tropical depression strength or low-end tropical storm strength. It's not going to do much because everyone looks at the wind itself alone. They're not going to look at anything else. The other stuff, the water threat with the storm, is going to be the one that's going to pack the punch. So I'm thinking this is going to be a big flood threat. Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups draws attention to the journey, personal growth, reminds us that we are mature and evolve. Takes wisdom, inspiration, and good instincts to know when to stop and reflect on our accomplishments, and boldly surrender to a new phase of our lives. So, sweet peas, which is what's in the salmon's mouth. That one cycle ends, a new one begins. So this is also kind of talking about the transition, the little rebirth from a tropical system to a post-tropical system, that it's going to have a resurgence. Okay, good luck at the gym, I guess. Anyways, yeah, that's what I'm getting here. There's going to be... That transition is going to be what's going to probably... Post-transition to a post-tropical system is probably what's going to end up packing more of a punch. So... As in, it gets its fuel from elsewhere. And there's plenty of fuel elsewhere. The moon reversed. So... The exposure to dry air might hinder some stuff. There's not going to be a lot in the way of storm surge, but that's why I'm saying the main threat's going to be tied with the flooding from the rain. Potential for mudslides are also going to be a thing. And I guess you cannot rule out the occasional water spout or tornado with the storm either. Or land spout, for that matter. But, yeah. The Empress reversed. Again, there's not a lot of strength with the storm, but what it has access to, it's going to utilize big time. So, yeah, the storm's not going to be very strong, but don't let your guard down. It's still going to pack a punch. That's basically what this is going. Final card is Five of Pentacles reversed. When it's not reversed, it's usually a negative sign. People are not having hopeful. When it's reversed, considering the context of the reading, it's going to be similar to the Five of Cups reversed, that people are going to underestimate the storm and are going to regret it. So don't underestimate the storm, just because it's a little weakling, and it is a threat to land. It's going to be... There's other factors than just the wind speed in this storm. So this storm's going to pack a punch. More of a punch than advertised, because everyone looks at the wind. No one looks at the real threats. Ignore the wind forecast. Look at the rain forecast with this storm. That's what you're going to want to look at for when you make your decisions in preparation for this storm. That's what you're going to want to look at. Outside of that, that's about it. Stay safe out there. See you in the next video or stream. Bye.